I'll show you what's been going on with the 74. Well, I can probably just tell you right fast. You'll see in this video where I pulled the piston stuff out. Had low compression on one cylinder after hammering it, and I run that motor on the ragged edge. It's a 9.5 to 1 at 9 pounds of boost, 36 degrees of timing. It's supposed to pull timing, but I don't think my timing retard box worked, so it didn't pull timing, and it went a little lean on number 8 cylinder, which small block tends to run lean on number 1 and number 8. So it went a little lean on that cylinder, and it popped that piston. So I bought a whole set, threw another piston in it. That's all fixed. You'll see in this video. Fixed all that, and just got to put the head and intake back on it. It should be good. So, and I'll be running my timing. I'll be running my timing locked at like 28 and leave it right there and not rely on the timing retard, which I could probably fix the timing retard. It probably just didn't work right. It's not boost retard. It's just RPM activated retard. So, but with that cam, it shouldn't have done that because that cam builds all the torque, peak cylinder pressure before, you know, 4,000 RPM, 5,000 RPM. So it shouldn't have done that. It should have been past that peak, that point of peak cylinder pressure. But with the timing at 36 degrees, that's pretty steep. And I was hoping that it would have pulled the 9 and dropped her down. And it did for the first couple times, and then that last one it didn't do it. Didn't pull the timing, so it. But every other cylinder was perfect. It was just number 8, so I one had an issue. And it just probably detonated like that, and it cracked the ring-land. And once a ring-land gets cracked, they're done. So, and it ain't the ring gap, because I went back and double-checked my ring gaps. But be all right. It's done fixed now. I'm gonna set it at 8 pounds of boost, which is plenty of boost. I don't have to have the 9, and then just lock my timing at 28 or 30, and it should be fine. But if it ain't, I got a whole box of pistons. They're old cheap Hypertech pistons, 150 bucks for a set of 8. So what? I could buy forged, but they don't make a forged piston in the right CC, dish CC for my 388. It's a 60 over 350 with a 400 crank, 3.75 stroke with a 5.7 rod. They just don't make a piston for that combination. And the only ones that I did find were like 600 bucks for a set of forged ones. I could build an entire bulletproof 350 for the amount it would cost to get a set of pistons for that motor. So I ain't worried about it. I'll just keep my tunes safe, conservative, and it'll be fine. So you'll get to see all that in this video. Okay, so we had a little issue with number 8 cylinder. It was a little low in compression. Everything, all the others were perfect. Number 8 was a little low, so I'm gonna try to drop a pan, pull that piston out. Cut the pan off. I mean, that is impressive right there. Never thought that'd work. I was hopeful. And then when that pan come off, boy, I was tickled. So now we got to bump the motor around, get number 8 piston, number 8 rod down here so I can pop it loose and knock it out the top side. Okay. It was a little bit of a fight, and I mean, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't that hard either. But sure enough, she went lean. Well, she had too much timing and she detonated. See that buster right there? So, make sure your tune is perfect for hypertectic pistons. So all it takes is a couple of times to detonate, and that's a wrap. They won't sell me just one piston. I tried to talk them into it. They wouldn't go for it. Double check my ring gaps and all that. All that stuff was perfect when I put it together. Checked it again and they were still fine. So, cheap piston, broke. Got a whole set of 8. And they don't make these no more, so.
They don't give you one.
Nope. They will not sell you just nope. Dude told me when they run out, they're out. There'll be no more. Looks like a winner.
Because they won't take the boost, hauling your ass.
Yeah, they ain't rated for that much power, nor that much timing with that much boost. But we'll put another one in. I only got one. Only hurt one, so.
Run on ragged edge.
Alright, new piston's in. Rod is torqued back in place. 45 foot-pounds. Because these are 3/8, 8740 ARP. 3/8 bolts. But it's back in there. I just got to put the oil pump on and put the pan back on, and then the head and intake. Alright. Bottom end's back together. Just got to put the head gasket and the head on and intake, and it should be back good. Rear end is all redone. New everything. I wish I had new leaf springs, but them leaf springs was fine. So new shock location, the bushings, new saddles, cow track, all that. Next will be the front end. Alright, there's my new piston, and the rest are still good. Head gaskets and intake gaskets is in the back of the car. Just spray some copper coat on them and stop on there. And I'm going from 7/16 to 3/8 with 1/6 ratio rockers instead of 1/5s. See? These are a multi-layer steel gasket. I know people was like, those will never hold up. They took 9.5 to 1 with 9 pounds of boost for 36 degrees of time, and it never lifted, never hurt nothing with stock head bolts. So yeah, they will take it. So they're good. Just coat them. Spray a little copper coat on them, torque them down. This is a 41 thousandths, I believe. 41 or 40 thousandths compressed thickness. Alright, head's torqued on, studs are lined up, all the rockers are lined up in line with the valve for the best geometry I could possibly get. And push rod stuff all in. Intake gas is cleaned off. Now, just got to go back the other way. Anyway, I got my oil in there, I'm running Rotella in it. Got this all roller set up in it. I had VR1 20W50 in it. A little bit too thick of oil, so I went with the 15W40. It's much better, much happier. I know there's no zinc, but this is roller. Everything in this motor is roller. Now granted, you do need zinc and stuff for your rockers and all that, right? Because there's still friction, but I broke this motor in with, I put 2 things of VR1 through it. And so now I've swapped over to Rotella. That way, just in case something happens, I ain't got a whole bunch of money invested in the oil. I'll run this for a little while, then I'll change back over to the VR1. But this is just good to throw in there and fire it up, make sure everything's working as it should. Got the other side swapped over to the 3/8 studs with the 1/6 ratio rockers. Now, I know people are thinking, 3/8 studs suck. This is not no radical cam. It's only a 525 with the 1/6. It'll make it 560. Then you got to take into account it's got 20,000 slash. So it's actually about a 540 lift, which is super mild. Solid roller. Cam's power band is 2 to 6, and I'll probably be shifting right at 6. So it ain't no high RPM. It's very, very tame, which anybody that's seen the video before where I was driving the car testing it with the boost, it idles like a regular car. Which, if this was not a street car, I would go with a much more radical cam and bring the power on up. But I needed it to have some giddy up before the turbos, before the boost comes in. So I put this cam in there. It was great vacuum, great idle quality, which I've never been a fan of. But like I said, to hop in this thing and want to drive it to the track or drive it wherever, that's what it has to have. 525, 224 on a 110. But with increasing the rocker, that actually adds a little bit more duration as well as lift. Not much, maybe 2 to 6 degrees more duration, which actually changed the intake valve closing point a little later. Alright, got the top end back together. The inlet plumbed. Now I'm trying to set the timing. Just turn it to where it'll start. Alright, got the timing locked at 26 right there. Still got the 9-pound springs in it for boost, but I'm going to start low on timing and probably put the 5-pound springs in and just turn it up gradually and keep a check on everything. Make sure I don't run into no detonation issues and I don't have to rely on the timing box that don't work. So I disconnected that old timing retard box and just straight wired it, and I'm just going to use the distributor locked and just leave the timing low. It won't run as good, but it should be safe under boost. And we built evac system for it, and I might turn my exhaust in instead of running it out, so it ain't got that bruck 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 sound. super tame. I got all this fixed and set up and evac system's on and it's all set and the car fires up and runs and no smokes. It's all good now. Back down here at Jimmy Claus's, working on the pumpkin. See, I did this before. Charlie Brown, and this is Loose Lucy. So that's what I drew up. So she's over 18. She's got a tattoo. Put it on the pumpkin for him. All right, got all the base colors down. Let that tack up, then I'll do all the detail work. Went ahead and changed Charlie Brown from pink to the same skin tone as her, where they match. All right, I got Lucy done for Jim. See, I changed the color of the Charlie Brown skin to match Lucy, and here's Lucy. Got a little bow tie on her butt cheek here. Little tattoo action. Turned out pretty good. All right, that's a wrap. So now I'm fixing to get rid of these control arms, get rid of these 2-inch drop springs, put stock height springs back in it, tubular upper and lower control arms, and just make it more better. It's going to be fun trying to get all this stuff loose. Been on there for a very, very long time. But motor fires up, runs fine. After I drop the piston down in it, put a new piston in it. So, not too interesting, but it's is what it is. Alright, I got this one all loose. We got to drop the lower part down. But look at this. I mean, just oh, so bad. The bushings are gone.
And they wore ass out.
Yeah.
They wore out. Grab so much better.
Yeah, I know. It's all going to be greasable. It's going to be nice.
Nobody ever done that shit. That's how you get it out.
When it won't come off with a pickle bar, you cut it. What's funny, my side come right off. There's always one side that don't want to cooperate.
Yeah, every fucking time. I don't care what you work on. There's one side that will show this fucking ass.
Alright, there's the upper. There's the lower. Stuff is nice. Oh, it's the nicest stuff on this car. This is probably the nicest stuff on the car. Alright, I got the upper and lower end on this side. Got to get different bolts. The ones I got are about 1 inch too long. Alright, all on there. Alright, well, I cut my turnout deal off, got rid of that, kind of got rid of that gurgle a little bit, but the suspension is, it's pretty cool. You just barely push on it.
They ain't got shocks on it yet.
No, but it's gonna,
It's a lot.
it's so loose.
Yeah, it's a lot looser than it was. It's cool.
Got a weight transfer like a champion. My springs I thought was gonna pick it up, didn't pick it up much. I gotta grease everything and mess with the alignment on it. get as close as I can, but it's got lots of caster in it now. So the camber's pretty perfect. I don't think I'm even gonna mess with that.
He said you got to move the wheels in a little bit.
Yeah. But everything is nice and smooth and free.
Much better than she was, I'll give it that. Thing is not safe for 750.
No, well, I want to go 6s now, so.
Yeah. She's good now. I bet it'll drive like a damn champion.
But it sounds a little different. I ain't got no fuel. We'll see if I'll even start. I just cut them off straight. Shock stuff on, full springs, upper and lower tubular control arms. I need to order what, a idler arm and
idler arm and inner and outer tie rods. Should be brand new.
Yeah, go replace all that just to do it. And
no idler arms. We just checked the idler arm. It's a little wore. So.
Yeah, everything's a little wore.
All the original shit on it. So. You can get one more out of it. Come on. Dog dirty. I got no fuel. Shoot. It's just empty bowls. I bet that's a ball.
Yeah, the fuel pressure is at 0. And that one time where it kind of moved, it went, the fuel sloshed and it got just a little bit, 3 pounds.
I guess I need to pull it up.
I got no fuel pressure.
Yeah, good.
I got no gas, so I couldn't even. We'll grease them suckers up. We'll go up the road with it after I do alignment. Still need to. I got another time retard box from Terry Fox. I might wire that in to see if I can get that to work. To pull timing. That way I can run my timing up, then have a RPM activated deal to pull timing where the boost will come in, which is kind of a pain. And then I'll run the risk of doing what it did before, where it don't pull the timing and then pop a piston. So I might just lock it, leave it locked out, and just creep up on the boost level. Start at 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, until I get to the 9 where I liked it before. And 9's about the limit on pump gas in this combo. Small cam, mild cam, 9.5 to 1 compression. No intercooler, none of that. Intake temperatures drop over 100 degrees when they go through the atomization of carburetor. With fuel atomizers, kills that temperature. So should be good. Swap the springs out, grease all that stuff up. I might go take it up. No, I gotta do an alignment. So gotta do all that, then align it, then take it up the road. All right, this here is a MSD digital multi-retard, which pulls timing at, you know, whenever it's activated. What I'm using to activate it is a 3000 chip and a RPM activated switch. Hopefully this whole contraption works, and when the motor hits 3 grand, it'll pull whatever amount of timing I want, 9 degrees is what I'm looking for, out before full boost comes in. Then it should be fine. Then I can run around with full timing and it'll run great without boost. And like clockwork, it's raining. Alright, this timing retard box is actually working. Finally, after I figured out the wires, I got this as an old school CD. I got it clicked down to 2000 just to test. It'll be clicked to 3 when the time is right, or somewhere in between there. But the gray comes out of this, goes to the brown. This is your first stage of time retard. Goes to the gray, and then your 12 volts goes in this, is activated, and then your ground is run together right there. And then this goes up out to the distributor, and that wire comes out. This wire right here comes out of the RPM side of the box, which goes to attack. And then these are your other stages. I think this is supposed to be violet, but it's not. It's blue. I think this is the start retard, so I'm going to mess with here in a second. And these are your other stages of retard, being a 3-stage, which I only need a single stage deal. But was checking it out there with the timing light, and it was working. I got to pull my distributor back out because I think my screw that I had locked into advance has come loose because it keeps advancing. I gotta set it at 26 and then shut it off and start it up again. It'll be at like 36, 32, whatever. Very erratic, but it was working. I can't do this in film. I can't hold the timing light and point it down there on the bouncer and rev it up and film, so you just gotta trust me, it's working, which is awesome. Super tame cam, but it's a stout little car, man, very stout motor. Well, I got the retard to work on the first stage, so that's cool. Still can't get the start retard to work because it's got a blue instead of a violet. Don't understand that. All right, we're done. Calling it.